On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're gonna catch up with each other.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Let's go. The sun will come out.
You know we can't sing this shit. We talk about this almost every episode.
Tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow we both have to work early in the morning, and it's currently 8:45 in the evening.
See, I thought this was a reference to our weather that we've had the last week, because it's been raining and there was snow.
There was snow today.
There was snow today.
What is going on?
I don't know. There's no way it makes sense.
Talk about global warming.
Or cooling in this point.
Global cooling?
No, that's fake. The cooling part, not the warming part.
See,
but we're not getting political today.
What I think happened is somebody built a snow grenade launcher. Or what are the ones that go the bazooka?
Like a bazooka,
yeah.
a rocket launcher.
What's the actual name?
A bazooka. RPG.
Yeah, you play those Vigi games. So they put the RPG on their shoulder, and they shot it into the air, and it exploded, and it started raining and snowing in Tucson.
That's a really wild theory. I don't think it's true. But it's crazy. Like, I don't know if you saw the news about all the weather and everything, but like this side of the country is all freezing.
Yeah. And
the side that's usually freezing this time of year is warm.
It's like the opposite.
It's wild.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so we're not going to dive into it any further than that.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
And I'm Brendan.
And this is, I want to say, like episode 11.
I think it's 11. I think the last one was 10. We didn't make a big deal about it because we've been here before.
Yeah, we have. Once we passed episode 24.
Yeah.
Then we met. No.
Exactly. I like that idea.
Then we hit a mile mark.
Maybe like on episode 25 is where we do our first live episode. That could be cool. Let us know down
in a Jello bath.
In a Jello bath or a hot tub with bikinis.
Hot tub.
Because that's what gets the views.
Well, we will wear bikinis.
You heard it here first,
I am
folks.
not ashamed.
The funny thing is right now, like, we actually have to pay attention to like what we're doing with our hands, and usually we don't. Do you know why?
I'm just sitting here. We're doing some test footage. To all the listeners out there.
I'm super stoked I wore my work shirt.
Yeah, and I'm wearing a Bob Ross shirt.
But that's funny because we mentioned Bob Ross in the last episode.
Oh, we did.
We did.
Hey, you know what's even more funny is Maria, while I was gone, she went through my closet and like threw a bunch of shirts on the bed and was like, "You got to do something with these shirts. You don't wear them." And I'm like, I'm not getting rid of these shirts. I put them back in my closet.
And now you're wearing
and I'm wearing one of the shirts that she grabbed. And she today I get home from work and she's like, Really? Really? You never wear that shirt. And I'm like, I love this shirt.
Yeah, it's a great shirt. I remember when you got it. I don't actually, but
actually my brother gave this to me.
Oh yeah.
It was a hand me down from my little brother.
Yeah, so that's a hand me up, dude.
A hand me up.
That sounds naughty though.
A hand me up. So she's like, "Oh, so now I tell you to get rid of some shirts, and you're gonna start wearing those shirts now?" Maybe that's what it takes.
Yeah. Maybe someone needs to do that with my closet.
Oh, Jesus fuck.
Are you good?
I have an itch in my nose.
Do you mean get it?
Please.
Just do the Groot thing from. But yeah, we're right on track, I guess, right? 5 minutes in.
You know what? It's
fine. We're catching up.
It's fine.
We haven't seen each other since last Sunday. We had two episodes come out this week. Can you believe it?
So Brendan, what did you think of our quickie?
I mean, being our first one, it was really sloppy. It was dirty. It was messy.
Yep.
We're gonna evolve it. Like that's that topic that we had, which was talking about Ant-Man.
Yep.
Quantumania.
Yep.
I said it right this time.
You did.
That was a big topic, and I think like trying to shorten it down was difficult for us.
It was
because we could have talked for an hour and 45 minutes about it. But we know like talking about Marvel isn't what everyone wants all the time from us, and I think we talked a lot about Marvel. So giving people the option to listen to a small episode and then or not listen to it. Yeah. And then still have the regular scheduled episode. I think I'm a fan of it, and I hope it works out. Like, I hope we continue doing it.
I hope so, too.
We have some really cool ideas for more short episodes like that in the future, too. So keep an eye out. They might not come out every Monday.
Yeah.
But they will come out on Mondays.
On a Monday.
When we post them.
Yeah.
When we make them.
Yep.
Maybe there'll be one next week. I don't know.
Who knows?
Not this week. Next week. But I'm not making any promises. Don't. But what do you think about it? Did you listen to it?
I did.
Uh-huh.
I did listen. I thought
we make up half the listens to our podcast.
But you know, like the hard part of making that episode short was like I had so many like other things that I could have said or wanted to say, but didn't think of it in that time because we were like racing against the clock.
Yeah, right.
You know? And like I had a conversation about Quantumania with a coworker, and I just said all this shit that like I didn't say on the podcast.
Yeah, so you know, it's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
We did it though. We put the thing out.
We did it.
We recorded 2 episodes technically in one day.
And it's over.
We're gonna learn from it.
Yeah.
Next time we have something crazy to say about like a Marvel movie, I'm sure we don't. Our quickies can be longies. That sounds horrible.
You want to have a longie?
Or just a Reggie?
A Reggie? Just a Reggie, dude.
Reggie Jack. Look at those full circle jokes.
Anyways, Brendan, you told me you had a bad day.
Yeah, I did on Friday.
Friday?
Yeah. So I was off Wednesday and Thursday this last week. Wednesday was fine, you know. Chilled out, hung out.
Yep.
Saw the lady.
Yep.
Which was fun.
Yep.
And then later that night I started feeling sick.
Oh.
Just for everyone out there, I definitely have been sick for like the past month. Just on and off. Just that you can hear it in some of our episodes, like how sick I am. But Thursday morning I woke up, I thought I was dying. I couldn't eat, couldn't barely breathe. It just hurt. Like my throat was so sore. And I know strep throat's going around. And I got worried because we have like a concert to go to.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to be screaming and yelling.
Right.
Also, after this episode comes out, we had already been to that concert.
Yeah.
But anyways, I know I was like pissed. I'm like, I'm going to just take Thursday. I'm going to lay in bed. I slept all day. I watched movies. I watched Swiss Army Man again.
That's such a strange movie.
I forgot how just sad that movie is. And I don't mean sad like I'm going to cry sad, but like the main character is sad. Like obsessed with a girl that's not his, and like I don't know, but Daniel Radcliffe, solid.
He didn't do anything.
He did a lot for being a dead body, you know. But I haven't watched that movie since like around the time it came out, so it was cool revisiting it.
Yep.
And also I just like A24 films. Like there's some really good ones, so it was fun to rewatch it.
Yeah.
It's still like in my top like 10 A24 film. But anyways, I laid in bed all day and I woke up Friday, had to go to work, and I felt disgusting. Like I was trying to find someone to like cover me. I didn't want to go in.
Yeah.
And then I get a call an hour and a half before I'm supposed to be at work because everything broke. So like the store's power went out and no one knows how to fix it. The lights aren't coming on, all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. So I like jump out and I like go down there because the person who was opening the store, like they need help. I'm going to go. Like, believe it or not, I like some of the people I work with.
Right.
So like she called and I went. I get down there, I get all the lights on, but now the oven isn't working.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm like, I like call people. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. And they're like telling me to test all these things. And I burned the heck out of my arm. Like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but like, it was pretty bad on Friday.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst burn I've got from work. And it's not that bad, but it still was like, I'm here an hour and a half early. I'm sick. I didn't sleep very well the night before.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're like, I need you to go on the roof. And I'm like, the roof? And they're like, yeah, you need to go on the roof to see if the thing is working.
Is this after you were burned?
Yeah.
Oh.
So me, who doesn't really like heights all that much,
Right.
like there's certain moments where heights are fine. Like airplanes, I'm chill. Roller coasters, chill. But being on a roof of a building that tall,
Yeah.
kind of scary. Like,
Yeah.
if you fall, you're going to get hurt. And I was alone. Like there was no one with me to watch if I fell or anything, you know?
Right.
So then I have to climb on the roof. And when I'm climbing back down, I almost slip. And I caught myself with one arm and just this leg. So just my left leg.
Mm.
And now my leg fell between the bars, scraped it all up. And it's all bruised and everything. And this was all before we opened for the day.
Oh, God. And then you still had to work a whole shit.
And then I worked a whole shift, like 10 hours, right?
Oh, God.
But I'm not here to like complain about my day.
Right.
It was just like the most bizarre start to a day I've had
Right.
at work. And I've
Especially
worked
when
there.
you already didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Didn't want to go.
Yep.
And you're feeling like shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I even
God.
told my boss, I'm like, I feel like garbage, dude. And she was just like, okay, well, like, we need to get this stuff fixed. I'm like, no, I know. I'm here to fix it.
Yeah, she's
But
like,
I feel like garbage.
So what?
No, she didn't say it like that. That's how. That's
Suck it up. Chin up,
That's
bucko.
me in my head when I'm sick, you know, like, but then like throughout the day, I'm starting to feel worse. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I have strep.
Yeah.
I have strep. It's Friday. We got a show in 4 days. We got to shoot the podcast on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to talk.
Also, when you have strep, you have to quarantine, right? For like 48
days.
hours.
It's like 2 days or something. Yeah,
days?
48 hours.
Yeah.
You said that. But I go to urgent care
Yeah.
because I'm like, if I have strep, I'm taking the next 2 days.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna rest up so I can go lose my voice all over again.
Take your antibiotics.
Yep. Yeah. So I go to urgent care and I'm sitting in there and there's this whole fiasco because I never. Do you carry your insurance card on you, like your health
No,
insurance? I
do.
don't.
Well,
Because
I'm an adult.
I am too. I'm older than you. But also I hate the doctor. Like I have
Yeah.
a big fear of going to the doctor.
I understand. I've always been taught, though, that if anything ever happens to you, to have your ID.
I have that.
In your wallet.
Have it.
Insurance.
Don't.
Your blood type.
I don't even know my own blood type.
Well, I have a card. Remember when we used to...
You remember when I went to give blood with you? When I went to donate to get blood
I
with you?
used to donate blood all the time.
Yeah, but I went that one time and they messed up so bad.
They fucked up.
this
Didn't they do both arms?
Yeah, no, they just tried on this one, and there's still like scarring from where they kept jabbing the needle in.
I brought Brendan. I convinced him. I was like, dude, giving blood is awesome. Like, just do it. Just come with me.
Yeah.
I go like every 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's do it. And Brendan was like, fuck yeah, let's go. I'm like,
You told me the night before,
Dude.
so I didn't have any prep time.
yeah. And I was like, dude, it's super easy. They just stick you one time. They let the blood flow out for like 10 minutes, and you're done. And then you get snacks. You get snackies afterward.
And I was like, let's do it. I'm down. Like, I got over my fear, and I went.
We went.
Juan's having a time. He's already jabbed up, blood draining out into a bag, and they're still trying to get blood out of my arm.
I'm done. And we went at the same time. And I'm done. I'm getting some Rice Krispies.
Maybe
I'm
some
getting
Cheez-Its.
Some Cheez-Its. I'm getting
A
apple
muffin.
juice, dude.
Always apple juice.
Apple
I still
juice.
got the apple juice on the way out. Just
So then I'm like, dude, where's Brendan? He's still over there laying down. They don't lay you down. They have you sitting. And
Yeah.
they had Brendan laying down with his arm out
Like
all the way, completely extended. And I come over. I'm like, dude, are you okay? And I see Brendan's face. He's just like, and then I look down, and this lady is fishing.
she seriously was. Like, I just, like, where's the vein?
She's like trying to find his vein, and she's fishing around, and I'm like,
I can feel it now that we're talking about it. But yeah, I think they got like this much of that bag with blood in it,
Yeah.
and it wasn't from my vein. It was just from them fucking around in there.
oh my god, that shit.
So I don't think
That
I
was
went.
crazy.
I don't think I went to donate blood or anything for at least 10 years after that.
Yeah.
This was high school. I feel like this was either right
I
after
think
high
this
school.
is right after high school.
So the next time I like donated blood or plasma or anything like that was probably 4 years ago.
Really?
Because I went like, I don't know, like people tell you like go donate plasma, like it's for a good cause, but they also pay you. And so I went over. I was like, I could use some extra money. Like after work, I keep hitting my glasses on the tripod.
That's the first time I ever see you do that.
It's because I'm actually looking at you. Most of the time, I'm like, fucking what?
Yeah, fuck.
But the
this
camera,
guy.
I
We have to converse.
Yeah. But also we moved everything around to try to
Yeah.
get the camera to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I went like over to like donate plasma, and it was fine. They got me one time. I was chilling. I got my $60 and never did it again.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I went like 3 or 4 times.
I've never done that.
But anytime like I wanted to go again, it's like you have to wait so long after you get a tattoo. And I
Yeah.
just kept getting stupid
Well,
tattoos.
that's why I don't know if you can tell.
You have tattoos?
I have a lot of tattoos,
Couldn't
but
tell.
once I started getting tattoos is when I stopped going.
Yeah. Because you have to wait like 6 to 8 months at a minimum.
Yeah, I think so.
And like there was a time where I was just getting a tattoo every couple months just because like why not?
Yeah.
You got big tattoos. I got a bunch of stupid ones. Anyways, moving on.
I have a couple stupid ones too.
Like the one on your butt?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave that up to your imagination.
Anyway, so you were at urgent care.
Yeah, so I went to urgent care. I don't have strep throat.
That's good.
I have uveitis.
Yeah.
And anytime, have you seen that movie Monster House?
Uh-huh.
So anytime the doctor was like, yeah, your uvula is, and I'm like, oh, so it's a girl house. Every single time. But yeah, so she saw the back of my throat and was just like, oh, yeah, you need some antibiotics. So I've been on antibiotics since then. Let me tell you, when your throat's sore and they give you antibiotics, they ain't small antibiotics either. But
like horse pills.
They feel a lot bigger.
Yeah.
With how swollen my throat is.
One time I had strep throat and then I was at work and I'm like, I gotta go. And I like warned ahead of time, I'm like, I'm not coming in tomorrow. I'm going to urgent care as soon as I'm off. They're like, okay, fine. So I went to urgent care and I was like, yeah, I think I have a strep throat. And the doctor at the urgent care, actually it wasn't even urgent care, it was the not Walmart.
Like the Minute Clinic?
Walgreens pharmacy to
Like
do like a quick test.
Yeah.
And they're pretty legit. I mean, it's whatever.
They're all gone now, but...
Yeah. So the lady looks at me and says, just because you have a sore throat doesn't mean you have strep throat. And I feel like she thought that I was trying to get out of work. Yeah. I was like, if I have strep throat, I'm going to need a note.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I told her I'm going to need a note regardless because I'm supposed to be at work right now. And she was like, yeah. And that's when she said that. And I was like, bitch, fucking swab my throat. Okay. And she's like, we'll do the test. But it doesn't mean you have strep throat.
Did you have strep throat?
I had strep throat. So it's so funny. She was doing her test. She's like, oh yeah, we'll find out in like 3 minutes. She's like doing whatever. And then like, she's like asking me questions and she goes, oh, like what?
You have strep throat.
You have strep throat. You're going to need to stay home for 48 hours and here's your prescription for antibiotics. Jeez. I'm like, thank you, bitch. Can I have my note? Jesus Christ.
So I asked the doctor too at urgent care. I was like, do I have to like miss work? And she said, no, you're fine. And part of me was like, no, just let me take a break.
You're like, oh, please.
But I went to work yesterday and today. Worked my whole shift. I'm going to go back to work tomorrow morning. Yeah. Because that's what heroes do. I'm not a hero.
Yes, you are.
No.
You're a pizza hero.
Nah.
Dude, I got Peter Piper today.
I'm sorry.
I'm going back. I love Peter Piper.
I know you do.
But I'm going back on my diet tomorrow.
You don't seem too happy about it.
No,
You got real sad.
I'm actually pretty excited because I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, from eating like shit.
So I haven't like really eaten a meal in like 3 days, and I feel great.
But let me tell you
I've been
something.
living off ices.
I got myself Peter Piper.
Uh-huh.
Maria didn't want any.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get me a small pizza and some breadsticks.
Okay.
I ate the entire small pizza
Mm-hmm.
and more than half of the breadsticks.
So like I've only eaten at work the last like 3 days because
Yeah.
I just like get home and like I said I'm just getting a big old icy on the way home. Because that is great after like yelling and talking and like because I have to yell out names at work like for orders.
Yeah.
But like after a day of that, when I feel as bad as I do, I'm like, I just want an icy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to bed. What's your favorite flavor of icy?
I like to mix the cherry and the blue raspberry.
Okay, solid. This is why we're best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the white cherry though.
The white cherry is pretty good.
Like if I'm gonna get a cherry one, if they have white cherry, that's all I'm getting. But also white, like the cherry ones and the Coke ones.
I was about to say the Coke ones are pretty good.
Yeah, but we also we are Cokehead. I mean,
We're
we like Coke. We like Coca-Cola.
We're Cokeheads.
We're Cokeheads. As you have a Coke Zero, not a sponsor, right over here. No, don't show the camera. We don't have the rights. Coke, if you want to sponsor us, we're terrible. But we do love Coke Zero. We'll be your spokespeople for Coke Zero if you want.
Spokespeople?
Yeah, you and me. Spokespersons? Spokesmen.
Spokesmen?
Spokemen.
Spokesmen?
Was that your shoe? I don't think the mics picked it up. But
that was my shoe.
But Juan, what have you been up to?
All right. I've been doing a lot.
Can I interject real fast before you? Because I'm excited to hear about all this stuff. Because you had a bunch of stuff.
Right.
But you remember like when we first did the podcast, we'd start every episode with like talking about our week, even though we lived together.
Yeah.
We don't live together now,
and we don't talk
about our weeks. Like it makes more sense for us to do it now than it did then.
Yeah.
But Juan, just for old time's sake, tell me about your week.
Oh, well, I've been doing a lot behind the scenes. So even though we've had a couple of episodes come out, I haven't actually been completely honest with everybody.
You lying to me?
Not you.
Oh, okay.
I was out of town like a lot in the last couple of weeks.
Fucking asshole.
So I got sent to Oklahoma.
I missed you.
I missed you too.
Okay. I just need the validation.
I got sent to Oklahoma for some training.
I
was there for a week. I came back, watched Ant-Man.
Yeah.
We did the episode.
Really late on Sunday night.
Yep. Got home, didn't go to bed till 2:30 in the morning.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I didn't go to bed till 1.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Solid. And then on Monday, I left for Las Vegas. Went to a concert in Las Vegas. Was literally there overnight and came home the next day. I did gamble a lot.
Did you make any money?
Nope. I mean, I did. I did make money, and then I gambled it all away.
Of course. That's how it works. That's how they get you.
But you know what? Ain't even worried about it, dude. No. Wanna know why? Because I had a fucking blast.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that.
Anyways.
What concert was it? Can you pronounce any of those band names? Did you figure out what that one said on the banner?
I am.
That's what that one said?
Yeah. The one that was all crazy? Yeah, it's called
because it was a metal show, right?
Yeah.
So it had all like the like this was a word.
Yeah. 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 So I was there for Kublai Khan.
Yeah.
The headliner was Thy Art Is Murder.
You can name any of these bands. I can promise you I've never heard of them.
Well, I didn't hear of those guys either, but Kublai Khan played right before the headliner.
Uh-huh.
So when they were done, we left.
Nice.
We left. We're like, all right, saw what we wanted to see.
For sure.
Let's go Vegas it up. You know?
Mm-hmm. I guess. I don't know. I've only been to Vegas once,
Yeah.
and it was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell that story. That's a story for another time.
Well, I turned around and we came home.
Mm-hmm.
I drove home by myself, 6 hours. So I was in Vegas for like maybe 14 hours.
Did you sleep at all?
I slept.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to bed at like 2
Mm-hmm.
when I didn't have any money left. It's like, well, time for bed.
You're like, I got gas money.
Yeah.
Maybe a Red Bull.
Yeah. I have lunch, and that's it. No.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I drove by myself, and that drive is long.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I've made it with people, and it sucked.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, so that's what I did that week. I do have to tell you, though, I have been watching a show.
The Last of Us?
No, well, I have been watching that show. But
You're not caught up yet.
I'm
so
behind.
We'll talk.
Okay?
We'll talk about it sometime soon.
But like, this show is my, winding down show. Like, I love this show. This show defines a part of my childhood because my mom used to watch it.
I'm
And
listening.
when I started watching it at 30 years old myself, I am obsessed.
I'm struggling with the mic stand again.
Do you need help?
No, I'm good. I'll figure it out.
So this
I'm
show,
just realizing I'm like hiding behind it on the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey,
I think I am too.
we'll figure this out in the future.
Yeah.
That's future BJ.
Do you know what show I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I do because you told me right before we started recording. I'm pretending I don't know for the banter.
Right.
For the banter.
Right. So this show is ER.
Never heard of it. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely have heard of it. I've never watched it though.
So ER.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, okay, this show came out in 1992.
Dang, that's when we were
Either
born.
92 or 94.
I'd look, but my phone's over there.
I can look. It's in It's in 92 or 94. Okay.
I'm just gonna cut together a bunch of video of us fucking up, like when the mics fall, when you drop your phone.
Yeah. So ER. $1994.
So we were 2.
Yeah. Went on for 15 seasons.
That's at least 15 years.
It ended in 2009.
Right before we graduated high school.
Isn't that crazy?
That is insane.
Like our entire childhood, this show
was on.
was a thing.
Yeah.
All right. So I used to watch the show with my mom every once in a while. But I was never like super into it. Like I didn't know the story. I just knew that it was like a hectic ER,
I'm just making faces at you.
So
Because I'm going to cut away from me in the video. So.
But let me tell you something, Brendan.
I'm legit paying attention. Just
this show
Uh-huh.
has no fucking right to be as good as it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was 90s television, so...
The audacity of these writers
yeah,
and directors
they had it together back then.
to have an amazing fucking show. I tear up at least 3 times per episode.
Yeah, see, I can't... I mean, medical shows are weird for me. Like, I really can't get into them very much, except for Scrubs.
This one is different.
Okay. Is
So
it really gory?
Scrubs is based off of ER.
Right, yeah, and it's like... It's medically accurate, Scrubs is. Like, there's been,
And
talks about it.
You know what's funny, though, is like... Now that I've seen Scrubs and now that I'm watching ER, I can see like the hand-in-hand resemblance of the two. Like even their hospital looks similar.
Yeah.
It
might have been shot in that same Hollywood hospital they
could have
use.
been. Yeah.
I don't know.
But why is it so good?
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I love that show.
Okay, so what I need from you then is to tell me what episode to watch that should get me hooked.
I was hooked off of episode 1, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, right off the bat.
Because there's not many shows that hook you on episode 1. And that's like the most important episode, right? Is episode 1.
But the thing that gets better, you know how, like, let's say Game of Thrones is kind of boring, but
Never
if you
watched
watch from whatever, the beginning of Game of Thrones is like a little boring, you know, but you kind of gotta watch. I mean, obviously you gotta watch the whole thing because you learn to love these characters, and then they fucking just pull the rug out from under you
And kill them all.
Yeah, kill everybody.
Yeah.
ER, you know, they introduce major characters right off the bat, and then you see like the story arc of every individual character.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like from the beginning, that it's a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
See, like I've seen way too many episodes of Grey's Anatomy. So anytime I think of any medical show besides Scrubs, I just picture Grey's Anatomy.
Nothing
no, but like
that.
no, I'm just saying like that's how my brain operates. Like because that show has just been around in my life, Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
I don't know if my parents watched ER. You know?
They had to have.
I don't know.
They had to have.
I don't know what my parents watched. I know growing up we watched a lot of Survivor and Big Brother. And then when Lost came out, that's all I wanted to watch.
Did your parents watch it?
Watch Lost?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My parents watched Lost. When I was growing up, though, it was ER, Law and Order, Big Brother.
Lots of Big Brother.
There's one more.
The Amazing Race.
Stargate.
See, my parents aren't nerds.
My parents are.
And I love them for that. Like, I think, like, they might be nerdier than you and me combined.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Like, honestly, like, I love your parents. So, I think they, like, helped us become the nerds that we are, honestly.
Yeah.
Because my parents really aren't nerdy. Like, my parents showed me Star Wars. I can contribute a lot of, like, my nerdiness to my parents, like, in ways. Like, they were, like, the people who opened the door for it, I guess. Like, my dad would take us to Blockbuster on Friday nights, and I was like, I'm going to watch all the Indiana Jones movies. I'm going to watch all these blah, blah, you know what I mean? Like,
he's like, yeah, fucking whatever.
No, he was really supportive of, like, movies I watched as a young lad.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite movie, Psycho. He let me watch that as a kid. Yeah. Like, not a kid, but, like, as a teenager growing up.
Right.
I was like, I want to watch this. I heard it's good. I love it. You know?
Yeah.
And then, like, even my grandparents, like, reading me Harry Potter when I was a kid and, like, all those kind of things, right? So, like, there's evidence. But, like, your parents were like, you like Doctor Who? And now you're going to love Doctor Who.
Yeah.
We would go to your house to watch the Christmas specials.
Yeah.
Like, that's freaking sick.
Yeah. My grandma bought me a Harry Potter book when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Probably an original.
I also have one of those from someone. And it's got my name written in it from when I was in, like, first grade or third grade or whatever. Yeah,
I didn't want to say I was around that age. And she bought one for me and my cousin, and my mom was like, all right, you got to read it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, trying to encourage us to read. My cousin had finished the whole book and was reading it again. And I didn't even have a crease in the fucking...
You read the back flap.
I didn't even have a crease from opening it. Dude.
You're like, who's Henry Potter?
Like, Henry Potter.
No, legit though, that joke is because I remember writing a letter to my grandma. I was like, I'm reading Henry Potter. And my mom's like, it's Harry Potter.
You're like, no.
It's Henry. And now I'm fucking like 12 hours deep into the Hogwarts Legacy game, and I'm obsessed.
Is it? I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it.
Next time you're over, dude, I'll just show you.
Is that a computer game?
It is on a PC and on consoles.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh
my god.
Oh my god. Oh.
We can't do the Pedro Pascal voice like
dude,
he does.
I love Pedro Pascal. I love when he does that.
Is he
voice.
daddy?
He's daddy.
Yeah.
For
TikTok's
sure.
right. No, but I'll have to show you it because, like, you know, like, at least growing up, I wanted to be in the world of Harry Potter. Like,
yeah,
I love the books. Don't like the author, along with everyone else. But, like,
why?
We can't talk about this right now. We're already 35 minutes into this episode. We're not going to get into it. You know why. J.K. Rowling's problematic as fuck.
What? Wait.
We'll talk about it
I'm
later.
always like so like out of the loop.
It's like when you're like, I really like this band. I'm like, oh, the lead singer? Trash. I'm like, he's horrible.
Why?
Oh, just texting 15-year-olds. We'll talk about J.K. Rowling later, or anyone can roast Juan in the comments, or the DMs or whatever.
I'm ready.
No, but J.K. Rowling problematic. That's all you need to know.
Right.
But anyways, I was much more into the movies than I was the books.
Yep.
Like Chris Columbus had a huge part. David Yates, really great directors.
Yep.
I grew up watching those movies. I saw the midnight premiere of most of those movies. And seeing that universe come to life was like huge for me as like not only a nerd, but as a filmmaker.
Yep.
And now this game, it's like you're walking through the movie and you can control where you go and what you do.
Really?
So I'll have to show you sometime because it's really sick.
That's cool.
And I'm going to play this game because the person who's problematic in this equation just kind of gave the people the idea, and everyone else who worked on it doesn't seem like they need all the hate they're getting.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Speaking of like controversial writers and fucking people and projects and stuff, what are your thoughts on watching The Flash?
The movie?
Yeah.
The one with what's his face?
Yeah. Shithead McGee.
Is it Ezra Miller?
Yeah, Ezra Miller.
I really liked Ezra Miller back in the day. I remember seeing him in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah.
And tying it together because Emma Watson's in that movie too.
Right.
And I liked him. Like, I thought he was cool. Like a weird character, like just something different. I can't tell you anything else he's been in except that and The Flash, though.
Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, he was, huh?
Yeah.
For like a little tiny bit.
No, he's in the
second
and third movie,
but
like all the way.
So okay, that, and I didn't like those movies all that much, so that makes sense. I forgot it.
Anyways,
but I don't watch The Flash. I don't really.
I know
like
you're not
DC.
super into DC,
but I've heard Ezra Miller's pretty trash too right now. Like, he's done some questionable things.
Some very questionable.
Is this
things.
another thing we'll talk about later?
So you don't know about those?
I don't know about them.
So this is the only thing I'm in the loop with?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has done a lot of very questionable things. Very, very...
Like, he's been, like, hostile towards people, right? Like, that's a bit... Or, like, aggressive.
Criminalistic thing.
Yeah, like, really aggressive and, like...
It's worse than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard little bits, like, from, like, Philip DeFranco talking about it.
But it's not even just, like... It's not even just, like, one incident and then, oh, my God, like, he did this awesome thing and then... Another incident, no. It's like back to back. Like, he cannot control himself.
Is it like a drug alcohol thing?
It's everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to watch the Flash movie, mostly because I don't care about the Flash. I watched a lot of the show.
So here's the thing, and here's the controversy about it. Is like people were like, okay, Warner Brothers decided to still release this show or a movie.
The movie, yeah.
And
they canceled Batgirl.
Yeah. And the controversial part is like, why would you release this movie with a person like that as the face? My personal opinion is, yes, he is a piece of shit. He has done a lot of really disgusting things, and hopefully moving forward, he is not a part of the Warner Brothers DC universe.
I think just based on that video where they're talking about the future of the DCU, that he's not.
Yeah.
But continue.
But I will say, from we're pretty much amateur filmmakers. From a filmmaker's perspective, you can't take all that hard work away
from the hundreds of other people.
From the hundreds, maybe even thousands of people who worked on this movie.
Yeah, and I think that's an argument that I've made for like bands with problematic people in the band.
Yeah.
It's like there's tons of other people that you can support. It's the same thing like with other actors, right? Like there's a lot of movies I really love that have problematic actors in them, like people who have done really shitty things, and like some of my favorite actors have like years later they've come like under fire for shit that they did in their past, and it's like, yeah, I can't support them anymore, but they're still in movies that I fucking love. And I love these movies not because of that actor, but it's because of everything else in that movie, you know? Like, I can give you an example, like Baby Driver. Like, there's 2 problematic people in that movie, and it's really shitty because Edgar Wright made a fucking masterpiece, and there's just 2 really bad people in that movie, so... Kevin Spacey.
Oh.
When was the last time I heard that name?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And then Ansel Elgort, like the lead.
Oh, he's problematic?
Again, we'll talk about. I'll give you a list. I'll find some shit later on.
I knew about Kevin Spacey. I didn't know about.
That came out like both those allegations came out after Baby Driver. But I support Edgar Wright. You know what I mean? Like he's my favorite director.
Right.
He's liked some of my tweets before, and I was like, I fangirled so hard, dude. Like, I was just like, holy shit! Like, this Edgar Wright.
He wrote a movie. He was the writer of a movie I recently watched, and I fucking hated that movie. I don't remember what it was. Yeah.
What was it about?
I think it was... No. I didn't hate the movie. I think he was a co-writer for Ant-Man.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was originally tied to Ant-Man.
Okay.
And then they kicked him out.
So one thing I wanted to bring up last time was like I'm really surprised on the shortcuts that were made and the choices that they made for the movie, considering that he was a writer
for the first Ant-Man.
Yeah. But he was not a writer for the Quantumania.
Nope.
I thought they had his name on it.
I don't think so. But yeah, he was like the writer-director for most of the first one. And then something happened and they like got rid of him and brought in someone else to finish it. So there's a lot of moments where it feels like an Edgar Wright movie, but it's not.
Right.
Like, you know, like the quick pans and stuff that they do in the first Ant-Man, like that's definitely Edgar Wright style, you know?
Yeah.
So.
All right, sorry, I was wrong.
We got off on a huge tangent.
Sorry, I was wrong.
It's okay.
Well, there was one more thing I had to talk about.
Okay. We got time.
I went to Squared Up.
You went to what?
I went to Squared Up Pizza.
Squared Up Pizza. That's that one that got featured on like Barstool Sports, right?
Yeah, Dave Partnoy was here in Tucson. And he tried it. I watched the video and said, I want to eat that pizza.
I've said the same thing. I haven't eaten that pizza.
Yeah. So I went. Before I went to Oklahoma, I drove 45 minutes to the Park Place Mall, which is a very strange place for a pizza place like that.
Yeah.
It's strange to have like an award-winning food in a
mall.
Food court.
Yeah.
You know?
But weirder things have happened.
Yeah. So after I watched that video, I drove all the way over there to get the pizza. And the first thing I said to myself was like, I want the round pizza, not the square pizza.
Because he said the round pizza was where it was.
Yeah. Like, and I saw him he was like, only one bite.
He went in for like 8. Yeah. He finished that slice.
Pizza, dude. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I want the round pizza. I get there. I was expecting a very long line. So I was expecting to wait a long time. But I was like, fuck it. I want to try it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I get in line. There's like 4 like couples ahead of us. Like maybe 5. I was like, oh shit. It's not very long at all. I saw that they did not have any round pizza ready to go.
Damn.
I was like, fuck. Well, square pizza it is. It's like square Sicilian style pizza.
So like thin crust?
No, actually. Sicilian style is like a little thicker.
Okay.
But it's like... So you know how like Detroit style is like a deep dish with the cheese on the crust? This is kind of like that, but it doesn't have the crispy cheese crust.
Okay.
Okay, got it?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty thick.
You think I'm a pizza expert? I'm not.
But
yeah, I know where I work.
anyways,
I'm an expert in that pizza.
right. So I'm in line, and the line is taking forever. And I look at Maria, and we look at each other, and I was like, this guy's moving really slow. Like the guy like working the front.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's going really like excruciatingly slow.
Mm-hmm.
And like I couldn't even believe like how slow he was going. I was like, is he okay? He's been working all day. Like what the fuck is going on? But I mean, like I said, there was only like 5 people ahead of us. 5 groups ahead of us. And we were in line for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And by the time we get to the front, this other guy, so there's like, at this point, maybe like 2 people ahead of us. And everyone else is paying or waiting for the pizza. And they're doing the whole like, pizza's made and they're throwing it in the oven and all that. So another guy comes over and he's like, all right, what do you want? Boom, 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 throw it in the oven. What do you want? Boom, 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 throw it in the oven. What do you want? I ordered. Boom, 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 throw it in the oven. And then he goes to like ring us up. And the other guy's still working on the couple at the front of the line.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who took our orders like said something like, hey, we got to... He wasn't even mean.
Yeah.
He was just like, hey, we got to pick up the pace here.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, what do you mean? I'm... Blah, 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 blah. And the guy was like, dude, look at all these orders I just took.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take that long. And the sad thing is they weren't even busy.
Yeah.
You know? And so I was like, oh God, here we go. And I see them like start screaming at each other. And the guy, the slow guy, he goes, you know what? I'm out of here. He fucking took off his gloves, fucking took off his apron, and he said, fuck this place, and started like saying all that shit. And I'm just like,
I just want pizza.
Yeah. My pizza's in the oven. Excuse me, mister.
Yeah.
My pizza's in the oven. Okay. And so, the guy who took our order, like, went to the back, and you could hear them fighting, bro.
Oh my God.
Like screaming at each other. And then we're all just awkwardly standing there for like 5 minutes. And the guy who quit came back out. And apparently, like, I would have just left, you know?
Yeah.
He came back to clock out.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I would have just fucking left, dude.
Yeah,
like,
let them handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay me? Fucking clock me out.
Yeah, right?
Or I get paid. You
Yeah.
know?
Either way works for him.
Anyways, so he's clocking out. He's like telling the customers who are in line, he's like, this place fucking sucks. Management sucks. Don't ever eat here again, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, dude, my pizza's in the oven, dude.
My pizza.
My pizza.
It's
sir.
in the oven.
And so the other guy comes out. And he he's like apologizing, blah, whatever. He starts pulling out pizza. He doesn't remember whose pizza is whose at this point.
Right, I would imagine.
And he's asking people like, which one did you order? They're like, that one. He's putting the pizzas up, and one of the ladies is like, that's too crispy. And he was like, okay, I'll make you another one. She's like, no, it's fine, whatever. Personally, I like my pizza crispy.
Right.
I like it well done. So I was like, fuck yeah, well done pizza. It doesn't look burnt, you know?
It just looked crispy.
It was, don't get me wrong, it was crispy.
Yeah.
And So I finally pay. The guy's apologizing. He gave me a free ranch.
Oh yeah,
Which,
you don't like ranch?
No thanks, but thanks.
Yeah,
you know,
he did what he was doing what he could.
Yeah, Maria loves ranch,
So it worked out for her.
It worked out. Yeah. So we pay whatever, blah blah blah. I get to the table. This pizza is so crispy and so burnt that I could break it with my hand.
Yeah,
like it was brittle.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I cut the roof of my mouth.
Oh no.
Needless to say, the pizza was pretty good.
Yeah, even with all that.
With all that.
So what you're saying is you and me need to go.
What I'm saying is,
I know you're going back on your diet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A tear falls down his cheek.
It was good enough that I probably would go again.
Yeah.
Maria's a little more picky. I don't think she wants to go again.
But I think like that instance, like especially as someone who works in food, like that doesn't happen that often, you know?
Yeah.
Like shit like that doesn't happen as like it's a miracle, a bad one. That it happened when you were there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I've had stuff like that before.
Yeah.
I've been there for people who do that. I did that once, like at a previous job that I worked at, like where the manager cussed me out in front of guests and I left. You know.
Right. But at the same time,
that was you brought that day up on one of these episodes where you're like, oh, you and Killian both quit your jobs, and it was that one. It was the first New Year's. I was 21.
Yeah.
And he cussed me out. And I was scheduled to work at 6 a.m. the next day. Of course I wasn't going back. Did I learn my lesson? Yeah. Did I fuck up? Also, yeah.
What the weird part is that like the guy, which I'm not sure it was the manager or who he was. He wasn't even mean.
Yeah.
He wasn't mean. He wasn't even yelling at the guy. He was like, "Hey, like we just gotta pick up the pace."
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was.
I've been that guy, you know,
Yeah.
where I've been like, yo, we need to do this, or like, hey, try this way. And people get pissed. And a lot of it isn't like how it was brought up to them. It's just when it was brought up to them, you know?
Yeah.
He probably got embarrassed, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I couldn't really understand what they were saying when they were fighting.
Yeah.
But all I know is that my pizza was burnt.
Yeah.
It stayed in the oven way too fucking long.
But you still liked it.
I liked it. So it was weird. I think like if I go again, I will make a different choice because they do like.
They have like specialty.
They
pizzas.
have like the ultra pepperoni, which is like their famous one, and it's like mostly sauce, a whole pound of pepperoni.
That's too much.
And like
16 pounds of cheese.
No, it had like maybe like a couple slices of like fresh mozzarella.
Oh,
and so like
that doesn't sound good to me.
The slices I got didn't have very much cheese.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe next time I'll just get the classic pepperoni and it has more cheese on it.
See, I'm a big fan of just cheese and just pepperoni pizzas, you know, like especially working at a pizza place for 6 years. Like, I see people get mountains of pizza. You know, they put like 15 toppings on their pizza. And I'm like, dude, if I put more than 7 pepperoni on my pizza, I feel like garbage for a week.
I do like a good amount of pepperonis, but it was just, plus it was too crispy.
Yeah.
So,
but it's, to me, what it sounds like is you had a wild experience. But you're willing to give it another shot.
Yeah.
Because that probably is not going to happen next time. You know what I mean? Like there's a huge chance it will not happen again.
And if it does,
then it's just cursed.
Then it's cursed. I cannot go ever again.
And see, I like going to pizza places like that because I work at a pizza place, you know?
So, very quickly, I will give you another pizza place if you're ever willing to go over there and try it. Personally, I tried this place first before Squared Up Pizza, and it was kind of like set the bar for me. So like when I was talking with a friend, he was like, you know, compared to this pizza place, what would you rate it? You know,
Uh-huh.
because he knows I like it so much. But it's called Transplant Pizza.
I think I've heard of this.
It's over by that Wildcats like fun place for kids or whatever.
Yeah,
On like
no,
Speedway or some shit.
I don't know. I don't go to
Speedway and
Speedway often.
Swan.
I don't go that way that often.
Okay, so it's called Transplant Pizza and it's Detroit style.
Uh-huh.
Big, thick, square slices and fucking crispy.
Yeah.
Like perfectly crispy.
School asked for the Bob Marley extra crispy. He'll know what to do.
Yeah, perfectly crisp edges and the right amount of pepperoni.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, because you can overdo it with pepperoni. Then
Yeah.
you're just getting you're getting double meat sweats at that point.
Yeah. So
And the cheese sweats.
So if you want to go to Squared Up, I'm down.
I want to go just because it was on, it got all
all the hype. Yeah.
I want to go, but I wanted to wait for the hype to die down, and it sounds like it is.
I feel like it is, and
it also sounds like this guy who owns it is struggling, to get help.
Right. So I feel like they weren't ready
for all that hype.
For all the hype and the customers, even though that's what they wanted.
Right.
So
it's like the same thing of that guy on TikTok who reviews food. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Keith.
Yeah, I love his stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's really cool, really humble. But he talks about that, that people reach out to him to review the food, and then they get fucking wrecked right afterwards.
Yeah.
And they're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you asked for it, you got to be prepared for it. You got to assume that that's going to happen.
Right. I also feel like, I like talking about our food experiences and stuff, when we're leaving, and I was telling Maria, I was like, that pizza was not bad.
For what you got?
It was, for what I got, it was not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy it.
Was it worth the price?
I don't think it was that expensive.
Yeah, because everything's expensive right now, but we can't really control everything.
Right. But I was like, this guy, the owner, and I saw him when I was there. I was like, the owner needs to come up with some sort of system.
Yeah.
He needs to step up the game, step up his system if he wants to make it.
Yeah.
Especially now that he's been,
in the limelight.
He's been reviewed by one of the biggest people on
the biggest pizza reviewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave just reviews pizza.
Yeah. And does he own Barstool? Or no, he's just a Barstool guy?
I have no idea. I know, I see his videos all the time.
I just know that he's a big part of Barstool.
Yeah, and he reviews pizza.
Yeah.
And if you see him near your pizza place, you best give him a damn good pizza.
Fucking run.
Because if he says your pizza sucks, you ain't getting a single customer.
Yeah. So
luckily, I don't have to worry about that.
If you're listening to this, Squared Up Pizza guys, step it up. It was good pizza.
Yeah.
Even though it was burnt.
So now we got to do a quickie about me trying their pizza.
Right.
I'm excited. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. We can make a whole video about it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Can we wait till cheat day?
When's that?
A couple weeks maybe?
Yeah, well, I'm down.
Yeah.
We'll make a date.
Okay.
We'll go on a bro date.
Bro date.
We'll go chill at the mall for a bit.
Just walk around.
Just walk around, get a pizza.
Get a zaw.
Chilling.
Get some zaws and daws, dude.
Zaws and daws?
Yeah.
What's the daws?
Sodas.
Oh. Never heard anyone say that before.
I got that from one of my friends at work.
Zaws
let's
and
get
daws,
some
dude.
zaws and daws, dude.
Well, Juan, we're coming up on the end of the episode.
Yeah.
The last 2 episodes we put out, we didn't have a proper outro.
Right.
I think we have time to do a proper outro today.
Yeah. I think so.
So, do you have anything you wanna do? Anything you want to shout out? Any big things you're excited about?
Currently, no.
Okay, me neither. Take it easy, guys. I'm just kidding.
Follow my Instagram, guys, at Juanald, JUANALDDD.
Extra D's.
I've been trying to post more often.
Yeah.
You can also follow my TikTok, don't know what that is.
I think it's like the same.
I think it's JVal731.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Should I change it
I think you should.
to Juanold?
Yeah, dude, keep it consistent so people can find you easily. Just
Okay.
like how our TikTok and our Instagram are both BJ in the morning _
Yeah.
So you should definitely follow us there too. Follow us on whatever podcast app you're listening on.
Yep.
Because it really helps us out. It lets us know where we should really put our focus on.
Also, leave a review.
Yeah, definitely.
Rate us.
Tell your friends about us.
Tell your friends.
That would be sick. Also, real quick, we have like 2 minutes left, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Something big happened this week with our podcast.
Can I say?
You can say.
We got stickers.
We got fucking stickers. This is the first time we've ever like made anything with our logo on it.
Yeah.
Besides those hats from like season 1.
Right.
Which Tara has one. Shout out.
Shout out.
I hope you wear it still.
Yeah,
or at least like put it on the shirt.
Pic.
Post a pic. Tag us in it.
Post a
You
pic.
still have yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about wearing it on Tuesday.
Hell yeah. That'd
Yeah.
be funny.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to bring a sticker and sticker bomb something.
Yeah.
Legally, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But yeah, we do have some stickers. We're not really selling this batch. This was more of a test batch.
Right.
So if you see us and you want a sticker, we probably have them with us.
Yeah.
So let us know if you want one. And then I think we're going to have our first TikTok come out soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
we
exciting.
Are. It is.
I'm excited for it.
Me too.
Hell yeah, dude. I love you.
I love you.
He got really emotional for a second. But thanks so much for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned something cool.
Yeah.
Juan,
Brendan.
it's been a pleasure. This is the
Of
last
course.
episode.
Yes.
Bringing back inside jokes from back in the day because this felt like an old episode of BJ in the Morning.
And you know what's funny? The last episode that we did do, we said,
Episode
this
20.
is the last episode.
And then it was.
And we're like, oh, no, it's not the last episode. Just kidding. It's never going to stop.
And then that became the teaser audio.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it worked out because look at that. Yeah, I think now too, we're just dragging on. This is a long episode.
No, it's okay.
But I think now, like, we had a lot of life experience from then to now.
Uh-huh.
And you've listened to some of those old podcasts, right?
Uh-huh.
We're definitely better off now than we were then.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
We turned on our microphones.
Yep. Yep.
We have, like, again, more experiences. We're doing a lot more these days.
Yeah.
We're also getting old.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot easier for us to carry a conversation and not like stop and like be like, all right, what are we going? Because we used to actually stop and edit and be like, all right, what's the next part? Like, oh, we got to say this, we got to say that. Or,
like, how often do we actually come to these prepared with shit now?
No. So like anytime we have a topic, we usually don't even get to it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Or like last week's where we did just the concert things and we forgot 2 genres and didn't bring it up.
Whoops.
And then like this one, I don't even remember what we started talking about at the beginning of this. I think we got it covered though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
we
a
did it.
catch-up episode.
We did it. I'm proud of us.
It's a catch-up episode because I've been gone.
But now we're here.
We're queer.
We can't
get used to it.
All right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you next time.
We'll talk to you next time.
We'll talk to you.
We'll talk to you next time.
Next time we will talk to you.
For sure, dude.
For sure, dude.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside.
Juan, we can't sing these songs.
But it's raining.